Here we will continue. We will just continue from where we stopped our preparations in physics JAMB exam. So we are looking at expected questions, past questions, Expo questions on physics. This is part 12 you are watching. We've been on a series from part 1. Now I want you to pay rapt attention. We are looking at those questions that really aren't calculation based. A man standing, these are real JAMB questions, so don't let nothing distract you, please. A man standing on a lift that is descending does not feel any weight, because you know lift now when you enter hotels and some tall buildings. A man standing on a lift that is descending does not feel any weight because A, there is no gravitational pull on the man in the lift. B, the inside of the car is airtight. C, the lift is in vacuum. D, there is no reaction from the floor of the lift. Again, a man standing on a lift that is descending does not feel any weight, because when the lift is coming down, why doesn't he feel any weight? Because there is no gravitational pull on the man in the lift. B, the inside of the lift is airtight. C, the lift is in vacuum. D, there is no reaction from the floor of the lift. The answer is simply A, there is no gravitational pull on the man in the lift, because there is something above. There is no gravitational pull for the man in the lift. Okay, we proceed. Are you with me? Let's look at this question briefly. This question, very important. Question number 8. These ones, you don't need any calculator to solve them. Question number 8 says, look at this diagram. This is a cone. We have X, Y, Z, and this is the question. I hope you have looked at it very well. The diagram above shows the position of a cone. The diagram above shows the position of a cone. The position, which can be described as neutral equilibrium, is represented as dash. The diagram above shows the position of a cone. The position, which can be described as neutral equilibrium, is represented as dash. A, Y and X. Say Y and X. B, Z only. C, X only. And D, Y and Z. Y and Z. What is the answer? What is the answer? The answer is X only. X only. X only. X only is known as neutral equilibrium. Okay? We now proceed to question 9. If a tube of small radius, remember to don't watch this video with as if you are watching a movie. Watch it with every atom of seriousness, with your pen and your paper. What you are watching is part 12 of the videos we have been on physics. If you need me to give you the other parts we have done from part 1, part 2, part 3 to this part 12, so that you can sit down and prepare. And I'm giving it only for the serious ones. If you are serious with your studies and you want to start from part 1, you want to read it watch it with your pen, your paper, as you also read other things like your textbook and all the rest. You can ask me to give it to you. Say, sir, please give me all the videos you've done on physics. I can give it to you in the comment section. If a tube of small radius opened at both ends is placed in a liquid, the liquid will dash. If you get a tube of small radius opened at both ends is placed in a liquid, the liquid will dash. A, rise above the liquid level of the liquid will dash rise above the liquid level of the liquid the liquid will rise above the liquid level if the liquid does not wet the glass. B, remain at the same level irrespective of whether the liquid wets the glass or not. C, fall below the liquid level if the liquid wets the glass. D, fall below the liquid level if the liquid does not wet the glass. So we're looking at this question. If a tube of small radius opened at both ends, that is a tube, that is glass tube, right? Opened at both ends is placed in a liquid. The answer is the liquid will rise above the liquid level if the liquid does not wet the glass. It will rise above the level it was before. Immediately you put that tube that has openings at both ends. Okay, let's look at this question. Question number 11. And I want you to pay attention to this question. Pay attention. High thermal capacity, I. High thermal capacity, B. High sensitivity, C. Easy readability, D. Accuracy over a wide range of temperature. This question has to do with thermometers, thermometric liquids. High thermal capacity, high sensitivity, easy readability, accuracy over a wide range of temperatures. Now, from the statement above, the qualities of a good thermometer are A, I, and IV. B, I and II. C, I, and IV. That is all of them. Then D, I, and IV. The answer is all of them. The answer is what? All of them. All of them are all good qualities of thermometric. That is qualities of a good thermometer. That is all of them are high thermal capacity, high sensitivity, easy readability, accuracy over a wide range of temperatures. These are all characteristics of a good thermometer. Remember that if you watch this video to the end, I'm going to give you free JAMB syllables and free JAMB past questions. If you want to get free JAMB syllables on physics and your other subjects, just watch this video to the end and you could get it. Look at question 13. Which of the following could be effectively used to reduce friction? Which of the following can serve, you use lubricants to reduce friction. Which of the following can be effectively used to reduce friction? A, petrol. B, kerosene. C, grease. D, water. Which of the following can be effectively used? Which of the following can be effectively used to reduce friction? A, petrol. B, kerosene. C, grease. D, water. This is very simple. From your normal life experience, I will not tell you the answer to question 13. Just go over the comment and tell me what you think is the answer to question number 13. Okay, we now proceed. A perfect emitter or absorber of radiant energy is a dash. A perfect emitter or absorber of radiant energy is a dash. A, red body. B, conductor. C, black body. D, white body. A perfect emitter or absorber of radiant energy is a dash. The answer is white body. White body. White objects, they both emit and they radiate. Do you understand? Now look at this question. Question number 17. Okay, we have missed it. I hope you are following. We have answered 17. Okay. Question number 18. The phenomenon that shows that increase in pressure lowers the melting point can be observed in dash. The phenomenon that shows that increase in pressure lowers the melting point. That is, when you increase pressure, the melting point will lower. Can be observed in dash. A, regelation. B, sublimation. C, condensation. And D, coagulation. The phenomenon that shows that increase in pressure lowers the melting point can be observed. The answer is in sublimation. In sublimation. You have an assignment. Assignment, I think number 2, is for you to go under the comments of this video and tell me, define this concept, 4 of them. We have regelation, sublimation, condensation, and coagulation. Just give me their simple definitions. I give you an assignment because I know that JAMB will come from that direction. So go ahead and give me the answer right away. Now look at this question. Okay. If the volume of a gas increases steadily as the temperature, this has to do with gas laws. If the volume of a gas increases steadily as the temperature decreases at constant pressure, the gas obeys dash. If the volume of a gas increases steadily as the temperature decreases, if the volume of a gas increases steadily as the temperature decreases at constant pressure, the gas obeys dash. A. Charles law. B. Graham's law. C. Boyle's law. D. Pressure law. In 19, the answer is Graham's law. Now, another assignment number 3. State these laws for me. State these 4 laws. State these 4 laws for me. State them in the comment section. I will be waiting. Now, let's look at this question number 20. By the way, I have done several videos on use of English, biology, chemistry, physics, economics, both for science students, art students, in all the subjects. So if you need me to give you the link to all the videos we've done on such subjects, those are your subjects, so that if you are serious, you can settle down, watch them with your pen and paper as you prepare for your exam. Just simply come under the comment of this video and tell me, sir, please give me access to all the videos you've done, and then you mention the name of the particular subject that you want me to give you access to. Okay? Steam burn, pay attention, number 20. Steam burn is more severe than that of boiling water because steam burn, you know when you are burnt, right? Steam burn is more severe. That is more dangerous. Steam burn is more severe than that of boiling water because A. Steam burn is dependent on relative humidity. B. Steam burn is independent of relative humidity. C. Steam possesses greater heat energy per unit mass. Then D. Water boils at a higher temperature. The answer is D. Water burns at a higher temperature. Okay? Water burns at a higher temperature. Now we move on. Which of the following types of waves depends on a medium for propagation? Which of the following types of waves